Hello and welcome to today's episode of Disappointed Dragon. So it's about time I did another roundup of all the things that I have found at thrift stores in the last couple of months. Found some pretty cool things. A few of these things were from thrift stores, the vast majority of them, and a couple of things were given to me as gifts or found in a few other places. So we'll start with, of course, the dinosaur in the room. We have here a Grimlock. This is a movie Grimlock from, I believe it's Age of Extinction. I saw this. This was at a thrift store. It was very, very cheap. I think I paid like $2 for it. It's kind of a weird one because he's sort of like a he's got a little bit of automorphing, so he's very strange, and he has very, very big legs. But let's see if I can. I always have a little bit of trouble transforming this guy because he's sort of. There we go. I think you're supposed to put his sort of tail down there like that. And without any instructions, I'm pretty sure that is the entire transformation. So he mostly auto-forms himself. And actually, I do think he looks pretty cool like this. I've never really liked the Bayverse designs too much when they first came out, but they've been growing on me. I do actually think that the toy versions of Dinosaur Grimlock look pretty cool. Like even this one, very limited posability and everything, but he does look pretty sick. He's so spiky. I mean, he's got a bit of a weird side profile and everything, but I mean, it's an automorpher. It's pretty cool. And it's definitely better than the other Grimlock I found while I was out, which is this one. I bought this one just in a bag of random toys, and I got it specifically for him. It's another Grimlock, but he's real weird. He has very strange proportions. And just really strange, like, design choices in general. So he transforms like any old Grimlock, but they made his, like, upper dinosaur body so small. So he has these tiny little back wings. They didn't give him hands. His dinosaur legs are completely hollow, so he doesn't have hands. And his legs are just one solid chunk of plastic that does not come apart for some reason. And his tail, which is super tiny, pegs into his hand, I guess supposed to be a sword. It's so weird. Like, the colors are good, and it's clearly Grimlock, but it's just like the most basic Grimlock toy of all time. Why didn't they just make his legs come apart? Why didn't they give him hands? Why is his head so strange? I don't know. It's a very weird Grimlock, and it's just, it's kind of awful, but I also kind of really like it. On the theme of Transformers, we also got this guy. He actually came in the same bag as the Grimlock. I actually have no idea what the name of this character is. But this is one of those little mini bots. They were coming out for a while. These came with like blast effects and things, and they turned into shields. I actually had another one that turned into a snake and turned into a shield, and they can all kind of connect together. So, you know, he unfolds on the back, and he just pegs to... just kind of pegs onto the shield back, and then a peg flips out, and you put him onto a character's arm, and he's a shield. And they came with blast effects, like some kind of clear plastic explosion or something you'd put on it. This one obviously didn't have them because it came in the thrift store in the bag, so he didn't have his blast effects. I do have blast effects for the other one somewhere, but I couldn't find it, and I didn't really look, to be honest. I mean, really basic Transformer. I don't even know if you can call it a Transformer because all he does is fold down his back thing, and that's it. Still counts, I guess. He is still a Transformer, so... yeah, I mean, does he even have a symbol? Is this... are you an Autobot, a Decepticon? I don't see one anywhere. E746. You know, I have no idea what this character's name is or anything, but he still counts. So there he goes. This is the first one that I didn't actually buy from a thrift store. This one was given to me as a gift. So it is a fidget spinner transformer. It's very loose. It's really cool, just because I love to fidget with things, so it was a very very thoughtful gift that was given to me. I very much like it. And if this was a slightly higher quality thing, I would love it so much. It is very cheap. I think it was picked up for a couple bucks. But yeah, no. Transforms into a robot and spins. There's not much else to say besides that. It is still a really fun desk toy, and I really enjoy it. I just wish he wasn't so flimsy. The biggest issue is when you spin him, these flop up and down a lot because they're not very well attached. But he is very cool. He is very, very cool. You might have noticed the theme that many of these are Transformers. When I go to the thrift stores, I am mainly looking for Transformers. However, I do find other things, and we will look at the first one of those. And actually, I think the only... Nope, there's two. We have here Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. So this was made by... I don't actually know. It's an Action Fleet, Star Wars Action Fleet. I believe it was Mattel. When I looked it up, it's a Mattel one. And you can probably hear the rattling. There is something inside. This is really cool. It's Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. I always really liked Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. It's got the cool slanted wings and everything. And actually, you can pull off the back to take a look at the engine in the back there, which is really cool. Now, this guy came with two pilots, Darth Vader and an Imperial pilot. Unfortunately, we did not get both of those in this used one, but we did get the tiny Imperial pilot. And as you can see, he is minuscule, which is great. I really like these miniatures. I used to have the X-Wing when I was very little that came with the little tiny Luke Skywalker and R2-D2. And I think I still have some of it at my parents' house, but the majority of it is missing. But I paid like $2 for this, and I'm pretty happy with it. I do wish I had Darth Vader, but, won't complain for $2. It is very, very cool. I think before we look at the weirdest Transformer I found, we will look at the last non-transformable figure that I found. This guy here. This is Blastoise. The final stage of the Gen 1 Water Pokemon starter. Blastoise. I'm sure everyone knows who Blastoise is. It's a very cool toy. He's got limited posability. He's got a ball joint in his arms and legs, but that just gives you a little bit of rotation. No posability on that, and his head doesn't move. But he does have a tail, and that tail is also a button, which lets him talk. He can do all the talking for me. Ah, ha, 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 ha. It's pretty fun. I actually find this really cool. This was one that my brother found for me while we were out, and he's like, hey, look, this cool Blastoise. And then he showed me that I could do this. And I had a lot of fun with it. Could actually just have it be like, hello, and welcome to today's episode. My name is Blastoise. We will review toys today. Ha ha ha. Amazing. Absolute cinema. No, this is one of my favorite things that we found in a long time. It's really sturdy. That's really cool. Although the sound is really annoying. It's very clanky. But it's just such a cool toy. And again, it was super cheap. I think like $2. And you just cannot complain for $2. Cool guy. Actually, one of the only things out of this pile so far that I'm probably going to keep long term. A lot of the other things, well, I'm going to keep the fidget spinner. But a lot of these other things will probably at some point be given away as gifts or donated somewhere else. That guy I'm keeping. Because I just love the gimmick. Another thing I found, which I completely forgot about because he was kind of off screen on camera. I found one of the probably oldest toys on this list. This is a Beast Machine. Now, I have no idea what his name is, but this is a Beast Machine Pterodactyl, and if you can't tell, he's floppy. This is an old toy. Early 2000s, late 90s Beast Machines. Never watched it, but it was the sequel to Beast Wars. They had some very weird designs. So this is a sort of a pterodactyl type thing, and he has like an action feature where you can make his head shoot forward. Yeah, and he is missing a few pieces, but doesn't matter too much. You can, of course, transform him, which I do find somewhat difficult to do, if I'm being honest. Because he kind of unfolds and everything goes flat, and then you have to, twist his arms around. And his whole torso needs to be flipped around. Because that's now his chest. I find him very hard to... Okay, so... It doesn't help that he is so incredibly floppy. It makes him very hard to transform. But you gotta sort of keep flopping him all over the place. All of his different parts plug into a different spot. So I gotta unfold his legs. Oh dear. And he has the longest legs of all time. That was a thing in Beast Machines, is that all of the characters for some reason had to be the most spindly things of all time. They're all given what's his name from Slenderman. They're all giving Slenderman a run for his money. Okay, we've almost got him here. Spindly Jimmy over here is almost done. Okay, that goes up there. It goes up there. And I think that those are supposed to go like that. Okay, is he... Okay. No, jeez. All right. That's him transformed. He is so floppy. Some future floor polish ain't saving this guy, I don't think. When you look at the ball joints, you can actually see the plastic kind of like degrading because it's so old. But yeah, no, he's like this really spindly guy with spikes everywhere. I don't think I could ever display this as anything because he's just too floppy. That's why I had him in dinosaur mode, because at least then you can kind of lie him down and he still looks like a dinosaur, but that's it. I never really liked Beast Machines toys. They're kind of horrible. The only good one was the Jetfire one, which I did have, but I gave away a long time ago. If I ever see it again, I'll pick it up because I would like to show people. But last, and certainly not least, is our final transforming figure. This weird-looking raptor. I love this guy. He's so dumb-looking. So this is his raptor mode as near as I can tell. And when I looked it up, I couldn't see anything different. But he does technically transform into another dinosaur. Because we can open him up. And I mean, his raptor mode is pretty weak. These are clearly backwards legs from the other mode. But, come on. I'm pretty sure your mouth opens. There we go. Yeah. But I mean, it's good plastic. It's cool. He's got a very stubby tail. But yeah, no, he does open up on both the top and the bottom. And then you flip both the tail. Oh, come on. Am I being dumb? Yeah, I am. Okay, so you flip the tail for the other one and the head for the other one out. And you close him back up again. And then you flip the legs around like this. And once it's all the way flipped around, now it's a herbivore. Look at that. Both modes are really weak. No matter which way you transform him, he looks strange, but it's something neat. It's something I'd never seen before, so I figured I'd pick it up. It's the coolest thing. But yeah, those are the cool things I found recently. Not too much else that I think I'll show off. I found some books. I did find a Takara Transformer, but yeah, I put him away in a display case, and he's too fiddly to transform on camera, so I left him in there. It was like a Gen 2 Optimus, which was pretty cool. But other than that, I've just found a bunch of Lego kits that were unopened, and I've actually got them in a pile under here, and at some point maybe I'll build them, but they're just kind of piling up for the future. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. In another 5 or 6 months, I'll show you the next pile of cool things I find. So until then, bye.